20 minutes ago.
What a
Actually,
beautiful.
dead set on making me take as long as possible. The bus stopped in front of me on the road because there was another bus at the stop, and all the traffic was there. And then some dude was ordering lottery tickets, and the dude at the counter didn't know how to do it, so they had to get somebody else. It was awful. Normally, like a 3-minute adventure turned into a 15-minute adventure.
That is always the worst. Had one of those a couple of weeks ago.
You mean last week?
Was it last week?
It was last
Things move
week.
so fast. Slow? Things move so slow.
It was literally the Sunday before last.
Oh. No, the one... Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I am right. Thank you.
Yeah, just like random construction, and it took like 30 minutes to go a mile. It was... Yeah. But I'd already ordered the food. I'm not going to, like, not go get it.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, I'm using, I switched car insurances, and opted to do the thing where they measure your driving performance with their app, or whatever, for like a discount.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. Their app is so shit. It never dings me for anything other than using my phone in a parking lot. Like, after my drive is over, or when I'm at a stop, like I have stopped and I am picking up food, it'll ding me for like the walk between the place where I'm getting the food and back to my car. It'll ding me for like using my phone and like 3 sudden stops. And I'm like, are you shitting me? What the fuck?
Yeah, you obviously took your car into the restaurant, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, your app is connected to your car.
Uh-huh.
It's a drive-through.
Yeah, it's way worse. I did this once, like in 2018, and that wasn't too bad. It was like a little overly sensitive, but that just made me like actually drive pretty carefully. This one is so shit. It's like I've had actual sudden stops because someone cuts me off or whatever, where it like totally misses that, but it has tons of false positives on using my phone. Point being, I am out of the habit of like messaging people updates to be like, this is taking me longer than expected, because I'm gonna get a fucking ding on my driving performance app. So I apologize for that.
How fucking dare you?
I know. It's very selfish.
So, moral of the story is, don't get one of those apps that give you discounts for driving good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could hear the air quotes, right?
I could hear the air quotes, yeah.
Excellent.
It also, by the way...
Can you make them louder for me, actually?
Discounts on driving good.
I heard them that time, thank you.
Yeah, I could hear his fingers curling.
No.
Thank you. You can hear the bones cracking.
Yeah, I can hear him cracking.
By the way, it also says I have an excellent report in every category, but then says that my overall driving performance is subpar. So...
What the fuck?
So it's a lot of reasons that I hate that app.
Jeez. Wait, what's the
it's Geico.
who are we
Geico.
avoiding? Geico. Okay, we're avoiding Geico. Got it. Because I also want to change car insurances, but it's such a
Screw that lizard.
pain in the ass.
Pretty annoying. It would have been cheaper than my previous insurance even without it, because they randomly raised my rate on my rather old car by like $150 for 6 months, $300 a year. And I was like, no.
That's crazy.
It's supposed to go down as my car and I get older and my account
no,
gets
literally.
older. What the fuck are you doing?
Come eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Yep.
eggs.
So yeah, that's been my life. Also, since I know several of you have been asking me for updates on the job that seemed like a shoo-in, and I did not get it. They went with someone else.
No.
Oh no.
Well, they're wrong.
I
They are
guess
wrong.
We'll just have to move to Arizona.
Bakersfield.
Still need to get interviews in those locations. But I
Still
am...
lots of openings out here in Australia too.
That would be tougher. Yeah, I am still applying to almost all of the listed locations.
My other roommate who we live with, who said he might be able to get you a job, also said just in general, since it's been 2 months now since we don't have a roommate, that he's willing to eat more of the monthly rent for whoever new moves in.
Got you. I do appreciate that. I might not have that opinion after he meets my anxious dog, but
Why not?
Josu has to apply separately.
You say that, but pet applications are a thing out here.
No, I know they are.
actually, that's like, I'm fine flipping myself across the country to whatever job I get. I am way more worried about, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
taking
You're
up my dog
safe.
slave.
No, I feel you.
Hi, meet a bunch of new people and spend months at a time not seeing the only dogs you know.
That's part of the reason why when our old garbage roommates were moving out, they were trying to get a dog at the same time as moving out. And they're like,
Ooh.
hey, can it stay at the house for like a week or so? And we're like, no, absolutely not.
That's a very weird request. It's really
Yeah, they made
weird.
it seem like it wasn't. Also, side note related to the main note being playing the game, I'm stuck on downloading modules as I'm trying to load in, and I've refreshed several times.
You might need to refresh your, like, you might need to, like, relog into Foundry.
Yeah, you might need to go back to, like, the Forge website and then see if you got logged out on the Forge side.
I literally just logged in right before this.
No, and you should not need to. Then you might need to update your browser, is kind of almost what it...
It does say you're in the game, but that... Oh, nope, you're gone.
I just clicked that. A new window open. Fresh new window.
Well, I don't want to pull this up anymore. Sorry for babbling so much. Would anyone like to give a recap for all of our gratefulness?
Oh, my notes are also not opening. What a day. What a disaster.
That's rough.
Time to give it from memory.
Dun, dun, dun. Last time on Monsters versus the Void, Electric Boogaloo, we had a war meeting with the Queen Redmore, but not before Isha had a secret army from the north come into the tower and transport through the tower to the Queen. We had a whole parade. It wasn't our favorite rune night, and so we were sad about that. But, you know, we pressed on. We persevered during these tough times of it not being Agwin. And we marched to the capital and we did war planning the entire time. The whole time. And then we decided that we would take a fish's brain and stick it in a robot and have that robot control all the fish people. And then we'd release pesticides into the water. And then burn the forest. Okay, maybe not that last one.
Relax, Saruman. Relax.
That's better.
Think of
We decided we're gonna go to the moon.
something
Yeah,
like
for some reason, going to the moon is the logical choice, which is crazy.
It is actually literally the logical choice.
Gotta fight a winged beast that's not a dragon, and we gotta go to the moon. And we sent our boys out. We Turkon helped all the military kind of figure out the best places to defend. And Isha and Redmore sending people out to the east. Because there's some things in the forest that the Seraph seem to want that aren't strategically valuable presently, but could be valuable because we don't know what it is, but clearly the Seraph does.
We did also cleanse Sentry of his ailment.
Oh yeah, that was also a whole thing.
Indeed, indeed.
And we learned about Quicksilver being the capacitor. Not a capacitor, the
Part of the device that draws
part of the
ley line
device that
energy.
draws ley line, yeah. like a conduit. It was like a liquid conduit, right?
Indeed, yeah.
The word I have is conductor, actually.
Conduit is a type of conductor, is not?
I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure if
The conduit does
I
typically need
believe
to...
a conduit moves things from conductor to other conductors, is I think, like, in terms of machinery, what conduits do.
It does also then need to conduct itself, or at least make use of it much like a capacitor. It does make use of conductors to draw in ley line energy to the tower.
One of my final notes from last session was that the Seraph's grand evil plan is introducing microtransactions into the world.
That's also true. That's also very important.
He's already introduced the battle pass,
Mhm.
and now he's introducing...
I thought you were going to say microplastics.
Those two. Oh my god, Bill, you missed it. We devolved into chaos as soon as you left.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
anarchy.
It
Yeah, I
was-
wanted to know what all the pictures about the shield generators and then the weird shapes that just kept showing up.
Oh yeah.
It's a cone, Bill. It's a cone all the way down.
Oh, it's a fucking donut!
Yeah, Mitchell's brain broke because of where the moon was.
It doesn't make any sense. It definitely doesn't follow the canon, but it is what it is.
He's still better.
God said so, so it must be.
It must be.
However, you can find the truth in the apocryphal texts, the lore master.
Wait a second, hold on.
Just like the four, God has slammed the truth away and sealed it into darkness.
Oh my gosh, art imitates life.
Is this the new King Ruth version of the Bible?
Unfortunately, the King Ruth is a four apologist, so no.
Ooh, well.
The God would claim that this is a truth cell movement, and I agree.
Any other comments or additions or gripes?
Oh wow, permission for gripes.
Gripes? Where do I begin?
Gripes
Stop.
and slander.
Where do I begin?
Oh.
Very well. So, yes, we wrapped up the last session as the party was coming up with some more interesting theories about how to handle some of the problems happening in the kingdom of Temel as the Seraph is ramping up his war as some of his allies are arriving. We will see the party, I think, exiting that meeting room. The meeting has been adjourned. And the party is free to return to the Arks or go about their business, as they have handled many of the planning. They've put forth solutions to a lot of the pressing problems that Temel, and particularly Queen Redmore, have been concerned about trying to deal with. In particular, the threats from the sky that they're very ill-equipped to handle. We have some thoughts on the threats from the water, but Redmore is pretty convinced that those threats are a little more limited in scope. They don't venture too far away from the water, so they are lower priority than the others from her perspective. And
Yeah, it's real unfortunate that her entire castle is like right by a lake.
that is, a concern for sure. For sure. Thankfully, they have a fairly robust military outpost at the only inlet toward getting to that lake, where you previously saw them mining the waters. So hopefully it is somewhat safe. Somewhat of a hard stretch to attack the castle directly from the water, but it is a concern. So, with those solutions put forth, with some plans put in place, others theorized, what would the monsters like to do next? I do believe the genophage is a longer-term project, but it's on the docket. Biological warfare is an option.
Steris will be heading back to the Arcs to go check on Scry, but I also intend to use the crystal ball that's in my possession to try to see if I can scry on my other sister, who I don't know where she is.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Very well.
You have the last 4 digits of her social security?
Probably.
That takes a few minutes to channel that scry. Is that correct?
Yes. It's here you go.
Okay. All right. So I imagine everyone will return to the Arcs first, or otherwise go about their business. I don't imagine folks have too much to do in town.
I guess I'll go back to the Arcs.
Okay.
Let do this, and then I need to find my notes from another book.
Okay. Roger. So back at the Arcs. You find a quiet spot to settle in and start casting this. And you are targeting...
Targeting
Very well.
Sig.
Okay.
Cirrus returns to the Arcs and makes her way through the halls towards the brig, kind of peering through the little window into Scry's cell, kind of just gazing at her for a long moment before settling herself before that door and pulling out the crystal ball to start casting this scrying spell.
Okay. All right.
You have a Sig next to Scry before? This guy has.
Being near Scry while I'm scrying gives me a bonus, right? No.
It's in the name.
Let's take a look here. I believe that is barely a fail. So,
What do you mean you believe?
they are leveling as you are leveling. They're going about their adventures as well. They're busy as well. But
Concurrent timelines, I see.
you will be surprised to learn that I do not update their character sheets for every single session. So I just had to do some math.
I'm so shocked. I'm flabbergasted even.
Let's see.
Flabber's been gasted.
Okay. So you cast this scry spell. And you see very quickly coming into view, you're getting kind of like a top-down view of someone you recognize very well at this point. You see Sig. From up above, they're alone. They are just breaking up. Let's see. I guess this is the afternoon. They are walking through some forests. Some kind of like pine forests. There's like the crunching of foliage beneath their feet as they walk. It is difficult to make out the surroundings. You don't get an extremely clear picture of exactly where they are. Taking a look at the spell. Okay. Yeah. So you simply see Sig walking through the forest. You can sustain this for up to 10 minutes. And if you would like to, you can make other rolls as you try to figure out.
Yes. I'd like to, as I'm kind of watching for the duration of this spell, see if I can identify. Oh, that should have been private. See if I can identify, like make any identifiable flora, just to give me. I believe she was towards the east last scry knew, but trying to kind of corroborate that information based on the composition of the forest, like the trees and the plants that I can see that she's walking through.
Yeah. To the east, this is fairly familiar to you, only because you've been in a similar location pretty recently. You haven't seen these specific kind of like spruce pine trees since you crossed the mountains going this direction. And even before that, since you kind of like started climbing the mountains and going through that more arid region, you only really saw trees like this in and approaching Temel. There was like a few of these trees spread out through the surrounding areas, the kind of like lower elevation areas around Temel that you journeyed through, like closer to Ogwyn's hometown. But nothing this dense. This is like all that kind of like, this is basically just a pine forest. So you get the sense, putting together what Scry said before, you get the sense that Sig has made her way to Temel. Once again, in fact.
Wait a second. But we're in Temel.
Sorry, I am so sorry, Lanaba. Replace all that Temel with Lanaba.
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You're
Glad.
totally fine.
I'm glad I said something then.
Yeah,
Because
nope, that's
like,
important.
wait.
That's very important.
It's so funny because I was like, wow, okay, both times I've scried on my sisters, they're just like where I am. Crazy. Good to know. Okay. Okay. Excellent.
I don't know how long you sustain the spell, if you do it for the full 10 minutes.
Yes.
It's just a very uneventful walk, really. At one point, she's not walking on the road, she's walking through the woods. And at some point you do hear some voices in the distance. Tough to make out the words that they're saying, but one kind of like calls out and another kind of responds after a moment. And you see Sig kind of very quickly like press up against a tree, press her back to a tree, and like a hand kind of like go to rest on her sword. Kind of a sort of tense, but not like overly concerned look, of like kind of a focused look comes across Sig's face. And you start to hear like footsteps in the foliage not too far away. But then there's like another call, another shout, and those footsteps start moving away, and they move on, whatever patrol this is. And so does Sig. And not long after that, your vision starts to fade out.
Okay.
He's on a real Lord of the Rings episode today.
Great. And then after concluding that, Darius will make her way back through the door to Tower Eincrad and head to the library, where she will try to do some research on the composition of souls.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anyone else have anything they would like to do or get done or start working on? I don't know if the party has a set plan on their next steps yet. There was some general planning, general strategy going on, but the specific next steps were not decided upon yet.
Come on, scene, we're calling collect.
Oh yeah, the Veil Spire.
What?
We're going to reach out to the Veil Spire and entreat them to join this battle.
Oh yeah. No problem. Crystal, can you and Scene will mime at the crystal
Rotary phone.
yeah.
Who else would like to be present for this conversation? Anyone else?
Perhaps they are preparing to dial collect using the crystal phone after I had finished my scry. So before I'm approaching the door, perhaps I'm witnessing them, and I'll hang back.
It's a 10-minute scry, and she gets to take part in our conversation.
Yes, yes.
To be there if you don't want me to be there.
No
girls allowed. I can
no
leave.
girls allowed.
If
Only Turcon can join us.
Turcon's gonna show up, but he's just gonna be like so close to the camera that all you see is like one eyeball.
It's not both you and Scene doing that.
well, they think Scene's doing that, but it's actually just Turcon, and they don't know that Scene only has one eyeball. So
Yeah.
Just happens to be Turcon, and it's a fisheye lens.
Check in. Did you find your notes, Moto?
I did.
You did. Do you have things you would like to do in the city? Would you like to be there? What do you should care about this conversation?
I think Isha wants to be there just to see if she's right.
Very well.
Accurate.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm here with Dravis and Evanon specifically.
Ah.
actually.
Okay. All right. So, Dravis and Evanon are also here to witness. So everyone kind of gathers after their other tasks, after gathering their people, whatever else they were doing, after just arriving at the Arcs. And yes, the crystal will say, will attempt to make a connection. And you wait a couple of moments, couple of minutes. And then you just see kind of like standing floating rather, in the spot where you saw her before seen. You see that kind of glassy faced construct show up. Two arms crossed, the others kind of, the lower arms kind of like placed on the table, kind of like trailing out of sight, but you can tell that she's kind of like leaning. This is the Veilspire. She kind of like looks around. I see you have gathered more of your companions. I hope they will have more illuminating ways to describe the situation.
Oh, she's one of the Warforged type people, constructs.
Yes, correct. Very, very similar to Envoy, Sentry, etc.
Did Scene mention this part to like the others when he like had a little conversation?
I surely don't remember.
Yeah, Scene probably. Well, Scene would have tried to describe it the best that he could. Probably would have just said it's a construct,
Okay.
and then describe some of the features.
If that's the case, then can we have brought Sentry and Envoy with us as well?
Sure. Sure, yes.
Notably, Envoy could be here, but Sentry is resting, right? Like Sentry is. This is the day.
That's
this
true,
Is the
yes.
day of the ritual.
Sentry is plugged in at the moment. Sentry is recovering from the ritual.
Oh, we got his wireless hotspot set up. God.
In the video or whatever they can see, they would see Turkon's like eye, but then also like the top of Scene's eyeball. He's holding it from the low angle again.
Got it.
Or is standing such. Yeah, so this one is Urus. And Scene will like hold his arms up, pointing at Turris. Okay, and this one, and Scene will like put one of his like hands or tendrils on Turkon's arm. Oh, wait, I don't know if you can see.
We can only really see on that half of the room. If you could step in. No? Very well.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a little better.
And Isha's there, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Scene would point. That one is that's Isha. And Steris is here, right?
We're all here.
Okay. I think actually Scene would be asking this in person. He would be like talking to himself, like looking around and be like, Steris is here, right? Okay.
He's counting us all off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah.
There's extra
Um,
people here. There's Envoy and Dravis and Evanon. Oh no.
Yeah. Scene would point at Steris. This is Steris. And And then Turs can tell you who the rest of these people are. I mean, these are, you might know them. And he'll point at the other constructs.
Yeah. This other construct's head kind of like.
Oh, and I'm Scene. Sorry, I don't know if I introduced myself last time. Scene of Auction.
You did make a point to mention it before. I do recognize Envoy. And Envoy kind of like bows his head a little and like tips his head. And she says, that lends some credibility to your claims.
Are they not credible before?
That's what I was saying.
I apologize, I was getting Joseph. They were fantastical from our perspective.
These are fantastical times.
So it would seem. Would be rude not to return the introductions, I suppose. I am Acolyte Ruhaira. With me are the acolytes. And she kind of like steps aside, and some other humanoids that are kind of like in the back, a little bit more blurry, kind of like come more into focus. And she says, with me are acolytes Devima, Nekef, and Jesmir. And you see two humans. One kind of like, one looking kind of like gaunt, a little taller, a little bit like older, maybe, a little more world weary, and that is the one called Nekef. And then Jesmir is like a little more handsome, but his eyes are like a little bit kind of like sunken. Almost looks like a little bit tired, but looks younger. Holds himself up a little bit taller, a little bit straighter. And Devima is fully just looks like a dryad. Made of like, looks to be kind of like a walking tree, has like leaves and foliage kind of like hanging off of her form. And then Ruhaira like steps back into the focus and says, with niceties out of the way, you had said that the Veilspire had reached out to auction. Is that not correct? He says to you, Scene.
Yeah, I think that was the case from what I had heard from the crystal. Scene will point to wherever the crystal is, even if it's not in frame.
Yes. We have found that those messages were routed through the Veilspire indeed, but they did not originate here. The source is... She kind of like looks over her shoulder a little. Confusing. And we are still investigating to make sure we are correct.
What it... You have any, like, ideas? Any maybes?
They appeared to be coming from this world's moon.
That's internal. Just by the way.
Just internal. Okay.
Scene would like probably slowly turn towards Turris, giving like 2 thumbs up.
He'd like return a little thumb up. Going to the moon.
Did not, to my knowledge, have any installations on the moon, as we have many on the world itself. So I do not know why the messages would be coming from that location or who they would be coming from. Or indeed why it would be easier to discussion for another time.
What's the point of contention in this? The fact that you did not know that there's an installation there?
Someone open a garage.
Oh,
Yeah, we've
Oh,
lost
oh.
Isha.
This ship, this vessel, is dimensionally hidden. It is placed in a pocket dimension for the safety of itself, but also of this world. That it would be easier to contact this installation and forward a message that way is strange. I would not suspect it to be the most direct route.
I mean, how do you think they manage that then?
We are uncertain. It is certainly not impossible to send a message interdimensionally. We have the means. The why is a more confusing question.
And that's confusing to me, I think. One, Balespire might not be the only installation that's in a state of flux, as it were, or simply perhaps the moon has become one of the Seraph's primary staging points for attacking this realm. And therefore, anything or anyone that's allied against him would very likely want to stay well hidden.
You're from that middle, more gaunt figure in the back, your voice saying, he makes a fair point. Could be that there is already an ally up there working against the Seraph. And Rohira kind of nods. Fair hypothesis. That aside,
Indeed.
we cannot verify the identity of the sender.
But if the identity is this auction, he is someone of import.
Roll? Whoever wants can roll a perception check to catch a bit of a reaction here.
Definitely perceiving, so I'll give one a try.
Rohira hesitates just a little bit before responding. That much. Perhaps it's just thinking. Um, but it takes her a moment to respond. And she says, yes, Auction is a very capable fighter. Once one of the most trusted guards of the Four.
Well, and it's very good that we have his steward in our midst. Tourist would say as he kind of, doing the motion as though clasping Scene's shoulders, as if he had them.
And yet this steward is seemingly quite uninformed himself.
Unfortunately, during wartime, I think leaving sets of instructions about is certainly seen as probably not the right move, wouldn't you say? But Auction trusted that we would reach the Ox, and we are here.
Indeed. We will not dispute that. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was curious if she was going to say something else. She?
Yeah, she, yeah.
And he goes on to say, it is time for the Ox to return to the fight against the Seraph.
We are reticent to allow the arcs to be used as a weapon. It's like a crude fate for it. But as you have... Go ahead, sorry.
It'd be a crueler fate to let the world fall to preserve it.
I would prefer it
Also-
to be captained by more tested hands, but I will not refute that you have trusted allies of ours vouching for you.
Oh, trust me. I know these stones like they're my own now.
Her metallic and glass head makes a motion like she is scoffing.
Also, did I miss Mitchell saying he had to go, or did we just lose him?
I thought we just lost him.
I think we just lost him. He is now green on Discord again.
Okay.
He got bored of the conversation.
I mean, I hope it's not
Oh, no.
wildly...
He's trying to fix his internet right now.
Okay.
Should
Like,
we wait?
Maybe
pause?
my moon... The continuation
The
of the moon
moon
plot
pissed
may
him off.
have just fully upset him.
No.
He's just
No, it seems like his
anti-moon.
internet's goofing. Okay.
We can certainly pause.
Anyone know any good jokes?
Not the part you're talking to.
I like the idea that you have an awkward call holding for a moment. First, just ask that to them.
I was like, sorry, our party's deity representative stepped out for a moment, paused the conversation.
Important.
So ultimately, our goal for this conversation is to try to get them to join the fight, right?
Yeah, but we can't just outright say that. We gotta
Why
like
not?
work their.
Oh, we gotta work them.
We gotta work our way
Frankly,
to that.
I don't feel like Ruhaira is very receptive to being worked up. I think she'd appreciate bluntness. But that's just
Listen,
my read.
You gotta get him to buy into the idea that the arcs. It's a good idea for the arcs to be used as a weapon.
I am not the leader of the Einkrag coalition, so I'll let you do the talking.
This is a very important conversational and bartering tactic. You gotta ease in. You gotta bury the lead sometimes.
You've
'Cause
been
if
studying.
they're-
Turris has
if
been reading so many books about.
He found a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
I love it. Okay.
With how often he says how novel, you gotta expect him to read
Mhm.
books.
Exactly.
Every
Love
time
novels.
something comes up in real life he read in a book, he says how
Oh.
novel.
Zach.
Oh no. I told Mitchell we were pausing the Veilspire conversation, and he said, you should just keep going. I don't know if I'll be able to reset my modem to a success.
Oh no. It likely is the part of the session that he is least interested in.
All right. Well, then keep it going.
Very well.
It's the last thing that was said.
Yeah, I should have wrote it down.
Wanted the arcs to be piloted by more adept
Oh yeah.
individuals, and then Turris was like, I know this place like the back of my hand. I'm so connected to these stones.
It's like the back of my stones.
She was like, sure, sure.
Sure, yeah.
She didn't even pick up on the fact that I'm a tower. Wow, what a dweeb.
I will say that out of all of us, Turris does hold the arcs in reverence in a unique way.
Is that out of character or in character?
That's in character.
Oh, okay. He'll tilt his head thoughtfully and nod then.
So I don't think it could actually be in better hands under the current circumstances.
Unless
That
one of you
is-
acolytes would like to come and assume some sort of position.
Again, kind of like a look over her shoulder. We have a rather extensive vessel to control ourselves. And would not leave our duties derelict.
Of course not.
It is a relief that you understand the gravity of the vessel that you yourselves have come into possession of.
Indeed. And it is my worry that you do not understand the gravity of the situation the realm is in.
The Seraph has arrived, then the gravity is well understood, I assure you. Perhaps better by us than by you.
You know, when we first arrived on the Arks, we were greeted by an aspect of Scala. And she's not so sure of the same.
How do you mean?
But this aspect of hers was the caretaker of the Arks until we assumed command. She's expressed regret for not taking a more active part in this current war. All things considered. That it's been left to the people of the realm, rather than them.
Kind of stands up straighter. If she were not already crossing two of her arms. It's a weird thing to see a robot look tense. A robot with no facial expression. And she says, from what I understand, it is by no choice of their own that they are sitting this fight out. I am certain that they would prefer to play a part in it.
Indeed they do. And she told me something else, that she worries that you would not be, he chooses his next word very carefully, she worries that it's something that you yourself would not be receptive to. That you would not take action on.
Worried, you say?
Did not believe that you would have the perspective to agree to her desires.
Believe that our Lady of the Cosmos trusted her lieutenants to the utmost.
I believe what my companion is trying to convey is that what Our Lady of the Cosmos is asking now is in direct conflict with the previous orders you've been given. But she's directed us to present them nonetheless.
Indeed.
Go ahead and make... Well, let's see.
Diplomacy?
Yeah, let's go ahead and make a... We're not making a full request here. Well, if you think you're making a request here now.
I haven't actually said like the things explicitly, but you know,
Yeah.
we're dancing around it, we're working our way to it.
We are. I'm trying to set us up to present what's occurring, the request.
Okay.
I'm requesting permission to request.
Yes, yes. The
I
stage
think
has been
Scene
set.
would.
They just said.
I think Scene would jump in and just tack on like, how would I come to be in like control? He kind of puts in quotes of this establishment ?
Installation.
Installation. Instead of one of you, if she trusted you so much and she never even met me until we kind of came aboard without permission. But actually was given permission because, you know, I'm
See,
here.
You earned us our place aboard. That is without question. And we
That's a good
proved our
point.
worth by clearing the arcs of the Scourge of Somnalu.
Yeah, that.
We do have some records of this Somnalu. Are you saying this scourge persisted?
Indeed, it did. It's what kept the arcs from functioning at its full capacity until we came along.
Arx Sistinium, please forward along these records for our review. And the crystal kind of flashes and says, our records of this most recent conflict with Somnalu will be sent. It does make more sense, she says, turning to Steris, that Our Lady's concern would lie in a conflict of prior orders and the current situation. Our standing orders are to wait until we are called by the Four.
Yes. And the aspect of Scala we communicated with was made aware of the current status of the Four. So without being able to confer with the whole, based on the information that we were able to provide, her wishes are that we present this request to the Veilspire.
Again, from the middle fellow in the back, from Nikef, you hear, it is as I have said. The time to act is now. Waiting around when they are sealed is folly. Especially if the enemy is at our gates. And, Jesmir, the one to your right of Nikef, kind of like turns and says, let us have our deliberations after we have all of the facts. The enemy at our gates are the very enemies that have turned so many of our compatriots against us. Who won his war against the Four because of our particular skills. Waiting on the sidelines may be folly, but I think rushing headlong into the conflict could be even worse. And then Nikef kind of scowls. Very well. We will hold our deliberations for the moment.
Just to interrupt really quick, you mentioned the Seraph turning your own people against you. How familiar are you with music? Like, who are your? Do you partake?
They all. They
He
all.
would hold up his lute
Niketh
and like strum it.
like crooks an eyebrow and looks at you like you are so dumb. And Ruhaira kind of like brings a hand, mimes like a human or a humanoid, kind of like rubbing one of her temples, even though she is made of brass. And then Jesmir kind of says, we are of course enjoyers of the arts. Not enough not ever enough time for it, even when you are stowed away in an interdimensional ship.
Maybe I can have the crystal record a few of my songs and I'll send them across, but that's besides the point.
And what would the point be? If I may, if things are so urgent.
Yeah, you mentioned your own people turning against you. I don't know if this is relevant, but it feels like it might be. I think that some component of that is music, or is at least a part of that has been used as a song. And then Scene would point back at Isha. I maybe tried to replay the song that I heard and almost killed them. So it seems like it might be pretty tested and good theory that there is a song that they're using to corrupt people's brains. Maybe and he would start to like count the number of them that are there.
Or
Okay. The 1, 2, 3, four of you that are here would be able to maybe engineer or reverse engineer something to undo some of that, because I know that you are quite capable individuals.
Nick Hef in the back again. It's just kind of like has no patience for this line of reasoning. He's just like battle. Certainly, music will be our salvation. Of course, of course. Why didn't we think of that? And Ruhaira in the front kind of like turns around and says, "It is a call of sorts. Psychic call that burrows into the heads of our soldiers. It may not be as absurd as it sounds on its face."
Scene would question about music in general in the world. Is it just like transposed like normal music,
Yeah, sure.
or okay? Scene would try to he would go over to the crystal and see like if there is essentially some way that he could transpose what he remembers hearing, like just like write it down, and like have that be sent across.
Yes, this information can be relayed.
Yeah, please do. 'Cause he doesn't want to play it out loud and kill Isha, you know.
I will simply need you to sit down with me and go over your notation. Once you have transcribed it, I can send it across.
And we'll give 2 thumbs up to the crystal.
He cannot mime this motion, but there is like a little flash in the crystal.
The Facebook thumbs up pops up.
It does not. Crystal is unfortunately not versed in emoticons.
We're gonna have to download that DLC later.
Yeah, we gotta
go.
get that.
Yeah, where were we before that?
Well, I feel like we set things up. It's time for you to pitch.
You speak of severity and what's the word I'm trying to think of? Here we go. And you speak of the severity and the fact that the time is of the essence. He kind of looks towards the other two if he can. Keth and Jesmir, the two that were kind of like bickering, right?
Yes.
Was it the other one
Devima has not said much. It's been kind of like... She's been listening and taking it all in. She does not have as strong opinions on the question of... She hasn't spoken up much.
Well, no motion mostly to the other two then. And he'll kind of, however the interface work, whether it's mentally or whatnot, he's gonna flash images over to them of the winged beast opening up a tear in the fabric of the veil. Says the time for action is now. Lady of the Cosmos, our Lady of the Cosmos, wishes you to rejoin the fight. Who else can thwart this threat? Other than the force most chosen.
Alright, go ahead and make a diplomacy check for this request.
Should I do it hidden or?
Yeah, go ahead and do it hidden. The DC has been helped here by some of the angles that Darius and Cena brought forth as well. If anyone would like to more specifically aid, that is also allowed.
Yes.
I did not mean to do that. Not hidden. My bad.
That is alright.
Yeah, Steris will share. Our intention is to redeem the Four. And in standing aside at a time when this world truly needs us and everything the Four has to offer, I think it'll sully that opportunity. Aid with diplomacy? Uh-oh.
Shut up.
Dean, shut up! Dean, don't say whatever you were going to say with that roll.
Dean starts playing the song on his lute.
Can I make a diplomacy check as athletics?
I think in this situation, probably not.
Flexing in the background.
Flexing in the
Can I
background.
reroll?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
This is with mythic proficiency, right?
Yes, correct. This will be with Mythic. Significantly better by way of not being a critical fail. All right. So after perhaps to your surprise, Devima speaks up first, and says, dimensional engines have been struggling for some time. Some of our slumbering soldiers have been lost to decoherency. Our own problems are mounting rather dramatically. And she's saying this mostly to the other three. They say that we aid in this fight before our own situation becomes untenable. And then Niketh returns from her, like, glares right at you, Turris, through the kind of projection going on here.
Niketh does?
Niketh does, yes. The four are in no need of redemption. But we will join this fight. Without us, and without the four, you would surely be lost. And who are we to stand by and let such a cruel fate occur? And there's just
regardless of your reasoning, I think you made the right choice.
Jasmir kind of... Well, Jasmir looks to Ruhaira, and Ruhaira says, that is also my opinion. It will allow us to more easily restore our vessel to full functionality. And then Jasmir kind of lets out like a soft sigh. Says, it seems we'll be aiding you in this fight. I have my concerns, but who am I to... I have no authority to overturn my compatriots' opinions in this matter. And therefore, nods. You will have our full backing.
Terse will smile and nod and say, the fact that you wary shows your wisdom and precedence in the matter that that this matters to you. I respect and appreciate the decision of the Veilspire.
Now, not to immediately question your generosity in providing us your full backing, but what exactly would that entail? It seems an exchange of information and resources could serve us both well.
We will share relevant information when pertinent. Hardly helpful to go digging through our extensive archives. If the threat is so imminent and great, of course.
Well, he'll flash like some of the images or like a recording of the winged beast. Have any of you seen anything like this before?
Their focus kind of shifts to that. There's a couple of pensive looks, couple of head shakes, and O'Hara says, "Seen beasts like it. If I'm understanding the scale, then nothing quite in that class."
There's a class in and of its own. It's maintaining this rip in the veil. And the Seraph has many, many ships waiting on the other side. We need to have it closed. We need to fell this beast.
Rhaira kind of nods. This is a vessel of war. It is also rather enfeebled at present. Mobility and direct combat capabilities are not what we would like. If you ask us to directly assault that beast, I'm afraid we may not be up to that particular task, as ready and capable as we are. These creatures, the like that we have seen before, are experts, as you can see, at tearing holes in barriers, dimensional folds, that kind of thing. If we get too close to such a creature, it may wreak havoc on several of the critical systems in the ship.
Can I get a read of, like, they genuinely think the ship is too worn down, has decayed too much to take fight, or they're too kind of, like,
Yeah, go ahead and roll
apprehensive and timid to fight?
roll perception for some sense motive. It seems you don't detect a lie here. You would say the worn down part is less of a concern than like how this creature in particular could affect the Veilspire systems.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell Ruhair's not going into detail, but there's not a lie there. Perhaps out of for the sake of expedience more than anything. Ruhair's leaving out technical details.
But essentially, what she's like being honest about is like the Veilspire is especially weak towards the attacks of this kind of big creature.
Yes.
She's saying. Okay.
So she'll kind of go on and say, we can aid in other ways. We can provide cover as you engage this beast. But we will avoid a direct engagement.
If we engage the winged beast, would you be able to defend from any of the ships that might pull through the veil in our attack?
I believe that we would be able to do this, yes.
We here on the Arks believe that we are able to engage against the beast. I was worried about the ships, that we wouldn't have enough firepower against them. So this would be a most effective alliance, I believe.
Agreed. That plays well to our strengths, I would say. Of course, as
Acolytes.
they kind of like look, all of them look over to you, Isha.
Is it possible to weaponize the veil against the fleet?
What did you have in mind?
We allow the ships through and rupture it as they're passing.
they kind of like think on that a little bit. If you would, could you show that image of the creature one more time? More specifically, the
Excellent.
tear.
First, we'll do the CSI Miami magnifying hands.
Perfect. Yes, zoom in. Enhance on the lights, on the structures.
Enhance.
And she'll continue and say, now, skilled as we are with interdimensional travel and bending, you might be surprised to hear that we are not responsible for the veil around this world. Neither are the four. So the precise nature of it I have not analyzed. However, just from an... Have you heard of Akma's Razor?
That is a philosophical belief, right?
Correct. The simplest answer here is simply that once the tear closes, anything caught within will suffer rather catastrophic damage, I should suspect. Now, smaller vessels there, and kind of like gestures to the sort of dimmer lights, the lower lights, the kind of like pair, says, those are both too small and too nimble, I would suspect, to truly catch in this snare. But either of the other ones, and the focus kind of shifts to these things are getting close enough that you can kind of start to make out shapes. The two are just lights because they are smaller, and then the two more are lights on the bottom and then like towers above it, kind of matching what you saw come out of the sky when the Seraph arrived. Not identical, but similar, kind of like tall structures, tall spires. These are vertical cities. One a fortress, much like ours, in fact. They will take some time to come through the town. You should have a window in which you could catch one. A devious plan. If the beast is drawn far enough away from the tear, it will begin to close faster, I should suspect. Usually they have to stay in the vicinity to sustain the effect, as I'm sure you have seen.
These vertical cities and fortresses you speak of, they travel in a way similar to the Arcs?
Indeed. The exact mechanisms are somewhat more complicated, but it is similar enough for a crude comparison.
And can you tell how far away these ships are?
From the tear, they seem to be rather close. Perhaps 3 days. And as an aside, the crystal has crunched the numbers. You guys can get there in just slightly over a day.
I knew we'd defeat them with the power of math.
You guys already have that information. Takes you about a day to zoom over there.
To the ships or to the moon?
Not to the moon.
Oh.
To the tear.
To the tear. Oh,
The-
okay.
Arx has about a range, because it doesn't have to stop moving at any point, has about a range of about 220 miles per day.
Okay.
Which puts you at about 26 hours to arrive at the tear.
I can keep the gash open.
Can you?
I can.
Again, like all focus kind of shifts over toward you.
They asked that, can you? Steris is asking it with her face as well.
And they rolled like shit, so they don't know what that means.
We can keep up the ruse of this creature, and perhaps catch this fleet unwary.
And what if they have instruments to detect the beast? Detect what's happening on the other side of the veil?
I think that even without detecting the beast, that they will have a hunger.
I'm willing to believe you on this.
It is certainly a convenience if you are able to extend the window where you can catch one of these vessels. Should you succeed at pulling away the beast, but fail at keeping the tear open, I suppose the worst result is simply that you have delayed this armada. Which is still a rather positive outcome. I have no opposition to this plan. Even if I do find it unlikely.
This is a time for one of your famous. These are unlikely times, Terrace.
These are indeed unlikely times.
And that's what will save your world. Platitudes.
Well, we've been doing a right good job of saving the world thus far. Nice of you to join us.
There's, between the four of them, there's a mix of chuckles from two of them, Niketh just shaking his head, and Ruhaira just kind of not really responding. Just, yes, well, it is nice to have a change of duties. If you plan to engage the beast before the ships arrive, then it sounds like you have no immediate need for us.
Do we have any immediate need for them? Anything we can think of here?
I fear I see them as a humongous liability.
I think the benefits of having them as allies far outweighs any liability. You are able to just come here instantaneously. There's no travel to account for.
It is a simplification, but spanning the distance should be rather immediate, yes.
And would any of you warriors care to join us in the fight against the winged beasts directly?
She kind of Is this a request?
It's kind of a. It's a request for any of the guys they don't immediately need to, like. Are there any that are like spoiling for a direct fight rather than just chilling on the Veil Spire, waiting to see what happens next?
Okay. She kind of turns over her shoulder. It's like, I guess. And he's like, it would be our pleasure to ensure that you are not overwhelmed.
I knew I'd like this one.
Why do I kind of love him?
I suppose if we have no more immediate requests for them, there is one other thing I was curious about.
I as well. But you go ahead, Turris.
Yes, I was wondering if perhaps the Veil Spire might have any reserves of Quicksilver in its repositories.
Quicksilver? She kind of like looks again at the others. Describe its properties. We do not have
Quicksilver?
have an extensive repository of your words for your materials on this world.
Oh.
That's fair. That's fair. He'll take out the vial and kind of like zoom in on it with crystals, instruments.
Enhance.
Enhance. Magnify.
Ah.
They call it silver wilver water.
I mean, they could just call it what it actually is. It's just mercury.
We do have a store of this. We could share some of this with you. Perhaps as a
useful
job well done once this Voidwyrm is taken care of.
Very well. Cheers to killing a Voidwyrm together.
So glad we have a name for it that isn't Winged Beast.
Is it because you are afraid that if you become wings, it'll become you next?
Well, I hadn't. No, I hadn't thought of that. It's nice to have a specific. Anyway. Perhaps I am not as well versed as I once believed. But you mentioned that the veil itself is not the Four's responsibility. I had always thought they put that in place. Do you know what is the origin of it then?
We were not briefed on the particulars, but the Four enlisted the help of certain powerful native deities, to put it in place.
Side eyes, Yisha.
I had understood it to be their, I believe, what your people called their guardians, the Naga, that worked under them. They had a way with seasons and cycles of the world.
Above table. My understanding was that the Four did take ownership of hiding this world behind a veil. Is that part of the teachings, or was I misunderstanding?
The teachings, they only talked about it in kind of vague metaphysical sense.
Okay.
Like, out there be devils. The
Mhm.
four, keep us safe from them, keep them away with their greatness, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
They don't specifically really name or talk about the veil.
Okay.
It's kind of it's all vagaries.
Cool. Good to know.
Easier to keep it safe if you're not, like, piquing curiosity about it yourself.
Does anybody have any other questions for the four acolytes?
Do you have a plan to keep your soldiers from turning?
Or now. Duration of exposure to the call. She kind of, like, looks at Scene, kind of acknowledging what he brought up earlier. Duration of exposure is a large variable. Once repairs are made to the Veilspire's engines, we will likely dive back into the ethereal. Laid away again for a time until we are needed again.
Understandable, I believe.
Limiting exposure is the greatest tool that we have at present.
It seems likely to me that perhaps the fleet that is coming will perhaps hasten themselves, since the Veilspire has also revealed itself.
We should try to account if we have any data on the capabilities of these Seraph vessels, floating cities.
All
A maximum ability range.
All four are of make that should be familiar to us. We cannot speak, of course, for any modifications or versions that they have made since then. The interim years, but we can provide what we know. As for range, acceleration is possible. Short jumps are possible. If they see that the window is closing, they may try to close the distance. But it will be a dangerous maneuver.
Well,
And
they will surely try it.
at that, if we are not engaging in direct conflict ourselves, and if the Voidwyrm is cleared from the area ahead of time, we may be able to make that even more problematic for them.
Ooh, I do like things being problematic for the Seraph and his forces.
And we will do what we can to make their venture choppier.
I can foresee a problem with these two smaller vessels. Would you be able to track their movements once they're within the planet's range?
Triviality.
Perfect.
This has been a surprisingly productive conversation.
I
Yes.
knew it would be.
For once, you're not all tied in voting.
There
It is
is
nice to be It is nice to be unified and agree on something for once, isn't it?
there is a for that first bit. There's like an amused scoff from the Kef. Probably the first time you've seen him not scowling this entire conversation. And Ruhaira, Ruhaira's like, there are certain complications with a council of even number. It is nice to be aligned. We will be moving to the area in the next 12 hours or so. Please inform the locals so as to not give them all heart attacks.
We'll try to pass it along, but considering the Oxus here, this is already an unprecedented time for them all.
I tell Queen Redmore.
You may...
Queen Redmore.
You thought the Arcs would be in here as well. Just wait. Just you
Well,
wait.
I think the people might be a little bit more afraid of the Veilspire, as it sounds like it looks quite similar to the ships on their way through the fair.
What's the size difference between the Arcs and the Veilspire? Do we have any idea about that?
The Arcs is like a keep, like a very condensed defensive keep. Not even like a full-size castle, just like a keep. The Veilspire is a moving city for all intents and purposes.
Thick.
Big, yes.
Big. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough to warn.
Great. So we've hung up the call.
Yes, I think probably as soon as Ruhaira said that thing about informing the locals, probably the projection.
Great. So now all we need to figure out is how we're distracting the Voidwyrm.
You have a general idea?
I thought your general idea was lure it onto the arcs, but I still don't really understand how we're doing that.
I can present myself.
You're gonna be the bait. Oh, how fitting. Oh, you never met him.
Unfortunately, I don't believe that other people are up to the task.
Well, it'll be the task is all of ours to secure the victory once the Voidwyrm has arrived.
I do think he is the most appealing of us for it to go after.
Certainly.
Oh my god, war music.
I look out the window. Does anything wild happen? Are the troops mobilizing?
Fire. It's all on fire.
Oh, God.
No, it's about the same as 20 minutes ago.
Cool.
Well, what an enlightening time this has been.
Indeed. I'm quite pleased with our progress. And here you said they wouldn't be receptive, you should.
Call me a liar, if you will.
I
But
don't think it.
truly, I am most surprised that you got them to agree to anything at all.
It all takes the right leverage and perspective, of course. And this handy book.
What's the
Okay,
book?
well,
How to influence people and win friends.
Ah, okay. I see.
It's one of his.
oh,
He's read it cover to cover like 3 times. Oh,
well, Evanon, Dravis, and I have business, so we will be leaving now.
Very well. I suppose we all shall get ready.
Isha, I had a question. We can walk and talk. I don't want to hold you up.
I may have answers.
I feel you might. So much happened between the last few hours. When we were in the throne room determining Martel's fate, one of the things I noticed is his eyes were quite drawn to this ring, the one that Trabert had that I took from him. And then he said something odd about Sphinx of your age keeping Steno as pets. What is the significance of this ring in relation to that comment?
It is a relic of another Sphinx.
A Sphinx that kept Steno as pets?
I do not know.
I've determined enough that it's... Well, the name of the... I'm assuming it's the Guardian of the Great Door. King of
Oh,
the
is
Great...
that his title now?
As far as I've been able to determine, what title did you know him as?
The King of Noonlight. However, I think as you can see, I have taken that over now. She's like shining brilliantly. You're like, turning away.
Yeah, I can see that. Was it because the title was vacant?
Which one?
The King of Noonlight?
Less of a vacant title and more of a gap in the power dynamic.
Right.
A hole in the ecosystem, as it were.
And how did that hole come to be?
Isha is sort of you can see she's like moving her shoulders. I'm not entirely sure.
Moving her shoulders, like shrugging? Or attempting to
Like-
shrug?
Kind of like yeah, it's like a very awkward, like one shoulder at a time shrug.
She's still figuring it out. Okay.
Just to read the book.
I got the sensation that if he had had more time to linger on it, there's something about the ring that he's interested in, and I don't quite understand why that is.
It is an interesting question. That is true. However, I suppose I will think about it.
Thank you.
Of course.
I won't hold you up any longer. Good luck on whatever you're doing.
Isha is simply walking with, like, just walking away.
As Isha is walking away and that conversation ends, Evdon is like, "Those were for the 4. They were assholes. They didn't know anything. They always like that. I knew I didn't like them for a reason.
Buddy. Ain't
The 4, that is not them. I don't know them."
Speak into the choir.
Yeah, Isha snickers. She's like, I fear that has always been the case with them.
I almost felt like, sorry for interrupting, but I almost felt like I had to make a deception roll for Terse not to guffaw at the part where they're like, clearly you need our help. Yada yada. Clearly they don't. The 4 don't need redemption. He had the tight lips so hard to say face.
Unfortunately, the people in that group who most want to help you are the ones who you are going to least like.
I love that.
Correct and true.
Love that.
Anyways, now that dreadful business is finished, it is time for the both of you to... Well, I guess this will be your first time going to Carnashal, Travis.
Evanon gets kind of like cowed by that a little bit, but nods. I think you can agree that it is not necessarily a pleasant experience directly.
Evanon, I think you'll find that your return is going to be much more peaceful.
Right, well that's good news for sure.
You need to find something for me, though. There's a slab.
Return the slab.
It... Isha sort of, like, she, like, closes her eyes, and... I have made it findable. You will not be able to read it, however. You'll know it when you see it.
So we're not going to, this one's not going through the, gauntlet, as it were.
He will be.
Ah. But I'm just like,
I
I'm
think-
just watching him, we're not.
It is possible that the city will separate you two. One stuck and the other moving.
Understood. Dravis just looks so confused. He's like, right, so we're going to grab this tablet. Seems easy enough.
No, she will be going to get the tablet. You will ascend the stairs. And you will face trials and tribulations that I fear that you may not return from. But if you uphold the tenets that you've been taught, you will succeed. I guarantee it.
Kind of crosses his arms, continues looking confused. Sure, it's nothing I can't handle.
You are very capable.
Will be done. And he just kind of nods. And turns to start walking, and then like looks at Evanon, like, after you. And I suppose she'll start leading him to the tower, because that is certainly the quickest way.
Yes.
Really conveniently located.
It is really convenient. It could have been at a much more inconvenient place.
How convenient that it's not inconvenient.
right. So after that conference, any more tasks anyone wants to take care of? What's the general plan for the party? Sounds like pretty quick you're gonna be zooming out. Tearaway.
Yes. Okay, so I'll just I'll rewatch the 40 minutes I fucking missed.
It was a lot. The first section was mostly about like, no, our Arc Systinium license is valid. We didn't steal the car.
The Arc Systinium license is valid. That's crazy.
We were handed
Correct.
we came by these keys legally, and
We didn't steal it.
We didn't steal it. We are capable. We have our credentials.
it was
we are
mostly
reputable.
Okay, that is fine. I will still rewatch it because
okay.
I sometimes you say things and people miss it and I don't, and I'm like,
I guess there was one moment of subtlety in there that you might
got your ass.
Be curious about.
So I will rewatch that part just because I don't want to. I'd like to have the whole thing.
Okay.
But I guess after sort of sending off those two, I guess Isha would like to stop walking around fatigued.
Yeah, right.
And I'll also go to Moritan. I'll tell her to stop sending nightmares to Maridal.
She'll say that's good. It got really hard to scare him, actually, for a little while. But yeah, it was also getting boring.
Yeah, of course. I apologize. But yeah, we have 3 days.
Indeed. Minus 1 day for travel.
We have 2 days.
So we have 2 days. So that means we just have like 1 day, really, according to Isha. Because I don't think that Isha wants to hold the hole open for that long.
I've got some nothing to role like. I mean, I can role play it out, but during the downtime, I know what Terse is going to want to do.
Okay. Gotcha.
And he might enlist Scene's help.
Interesting.
Okay.
Is it the feng shui? Are we gonna finally angle that in now that we don't have hero points anymore?
Soon.
Oh,
Not
okay.
yet.
All right.
I don't know if anybody else wanted to do anything right now, but I just wanted to let you know that I do have something in mind. Before we start, we don't have to do it right now or anything like that.
Well, before we start, what?
Before we go to the next area or whatever. Before we go to the cutscene.
The cutscene of what?
Getting on out of here. Going to the tear. Going to the winged beast.
I think we still have stuff we need to do before that happens.
Yeah, I figured. I just wanted to say that I had something so that
okay.
I didn't forget before we do that. Yeah. I just didn't. I don't mind not doing it now. If people are doing things more immediately. I was gonna go talk to the scientists about Quicksilver, but I guess I got my hookup down with the Veilspire.
Yeah, you found your Quicksilver plug.
You didn't find my.
You don't need them.
Yeah.
Yeah, my only thing is I'd like to know how far Egwin is away from the tower.
Sure. Yes.
Which, my God, I'm a cell phone. I'm literally a cell phone right now. Can you hear me now?
Let's see. So there was it was today in game that Onvain got there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That was like
But
3 days of travel.
It has been like, it's been.
Ow.
It's been 2 days since the queen asked me to contact Ruritho.
Okay, 2 days. Okay. Unfortunately, Ogwyn is moving at the speed of the company that he is leading on foot. So they are about, let's see. They are still about a week away from the tower.
Man, when are we gonna hang out with our boy Agwyn?
Okay, that's... Okay.
I apologize. It's kind of a long walk.
No, it's fine. It's... It will be funny if we just wrap this up without ever needing him.
He gets here and we're done.
Yeah, it would be hilarious.
He would love that. Actually.
Continues
Give him
the
a
continues the trend of us trolling him for no reason. Okay, he's about a week away. Okay, so then
I don't think you're ever gonna find yourself in possession of a few hundred guys.
you mean a week? I forget how long the week is in this world. Is it 5 or 7 days?
I've left it 7. I have not done a lot of in-world calendar building because it gets confusing.
Of course. Yeah. Okay, so 5 days.
But we can do the Tolkien-esque, it's converted to a week in our blah blah blah.
I kind of wonder if there's just so many in his retinue where they could just chill at the tower and be defenders there.
As I was saying, if you guys find yourself in possession of a few hundred fighty guys, I don't think you'll want for things for them to do.
Okay, sorry. Yes, I think it's fine. I don't have anything more to specifically do, I guess.
Okay.
Not for today, at least. I think Isha is happy to sleep and get rid of this fatigued.
Gotcha. All right. Everyone else also chilling? It sounded like, well, yeah. It sounded like there are some plans, but no immediate roleplay things.
I have a few things. One of mine involves Puris, so I was kind of waiting to see what the timeline was for what was happening with you and Scene.
It's gonna be like, if we're there for days, then it's gonna be over the course of days. But if it's just for a day, he's gonna have like a little day outing sort of a thing.
Okay.
I also want to talk to Turkon. But also, I really need to pee right now because I've been drinking a lot of tea. Again.
Priority.
I also need to do that. So
Let's take a little breaky.
Yeah.
sounds good. We'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Alrighty, beer.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Came back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I was so convinced it was going to be like right into the big set piece today.
Oh, you're funny. We yap.
I was so convinced. And now Mitchell's like, no, I have an entirely valid reason to negate the set piece. We only have to deal with a dragon in the level range near 20.
That's it. Easy peasy. I know. I'm. Everyone seems real gung ho about the plan, and I still don't know what it's gonna look like. Isha's gonna be bait, and then we're just gonna blow up the arcs, and I guess that'll do it. I don't know.
I'm so sad because I was so locked in before. I didn't realize I hadn't eaten today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. At all?
Will you relax?
Oh,
And I was
sorry
like,
for caring about you. Goddamn.
I was like, man, why does my stomach hurt?
Your stomach's eating itself. Oh my
Ugh.
god.
Oh, so I had to eat I'm eating a burrito. But I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me right now?
Wrong with me.
Well, also, I have a little bit of like a little bit of a migraine today right now. So
Oh, no.
Oh my god, me too. Mine started at like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
I kind of had mine like all day, but the weather,
Uh-huh.
it's this damn weather.
It's damn weather. Also, I'm so excited. I got a notification that my Beyblade blind boxes got shipped.
Very nice.
Congrats. Congrats.
Thanks.
I told myself I was gonna get the new Steam controller if I secured the job. And I found out
Yeah, but now
found out the day after all the Steam controllers sold out that I did not get the job.
I was gonna say now you can buy it for yourself as like a consolation prize. but it's
Absolutely
sold
cannot.
out.
For-
Damn. That sucks.
Rip.
is unfortunate. Also, absolutely do not need another controller. I have a small
A gajillion of them.
a small armada of like pretty expensive controllers. Also, I had a migraine-y headache going on. It wasn't really a migraine. It was kind of threatening to go that way on Sunday, and it went away. Went away before Daggerheart, so that was nice.
Oh, nice.
He was so anxious about Daggerheart, he gave himself a migraine.
So anxious about Daggerheart that I got out of a migraine.
Yeah. Sounds like Daggerheart cured him, actually.
Hyperventilated right out of it.
Oh, I know.
I am absolutely joking. I have like no anxiety about Daggerheart.
Okay, great. My only anxiety is I just I feel like everything's for me.
I feel like everything's for
But
me. There was a fire dude right away. Wasn't a
There was
spirit.
a fire dude right away. You're so right.
Wasn't a spirit, so fuck that guy. Not worth my time. But I'm not. I don't hang out with elementals. Practically,
You're like, "That's
practically
lonely."
demons.
Yeah.
Chaotic fucks.
Your standards are too high for them elementals.
Indeed.
It is funny how I was so nervous about doing an accent and then I just can't stop the accent. It's oh my god.
That's typical, especially when it comes to like Ren Fair accents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people get stuck in them all the time, and even I got my Irish accent stuck for ages.
There are
The buyer goes in the pickup truck.
there are some accents that are like gravity holes. They pull you in, and there are some accents that are like, I don't know. I don't have a good analogy for something that's easy to fall out of. They're like they're a like a tube behind like a speedboat, you know, tubing.
The same charge
like-
magnet, perhaps.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, I can be, yeah. Yeah, it's like, well, it's more like an unstable Lagrange point out in space. We're like, yeah, if you're perfectly there, it like holds you there, and that's great, and you don't move out of it, you can be exactly where you expect. But if you get nudged slightly out of it, it's like you got nudged off the top of a pyramid and you just roll way out of it, right? I feel like Southern accent is a accent that sucks you in.
Oh yeah.
I also feel like Minnesotan, at least for me, is one that is so easy to get sucked into, especially when I'm doing other accents. And I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, I'm not doing Minnesotan. I'm doing something completely different.
It's really weird to me that I used to slip toward Minnesotan when I was doing Irish,
Yeah.
which is weird. There shouldn't be a shared. It's very odd.
I ever tell you guys I managed to convince a new employee at my old job that I was Irish for 2 weeks?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I even told her on the third. I told her on the first day that I'm just fucking with you. I'm from Maryland. And she looks at me and says, "I don't believe you." Like, all right.
That was pretty funny. That was a good time.
Let's see. Oh, I think we're all back.
Yeah, we are. Can you bake Pillsbury cookie dough vertically? I love
Yeah,
these
why not?
videos.
Why not? Why couldn't you? Who's gonna stop you?
I'm not gonna watch this right now. I want to. I almost clicked on it to like pull into another window and mute. I'll just watch it later.
Good self-control.
Okay, let's see. So, it sounded actually, in fact, like there's a lot of roleplay scenes people want to do.
Surprise, surprise.
So, let's see. Who would like to start?
I can start.
Okay.
So Steris had peeled off with Isha to ask her question about the ring, and then turns back towards the crystal room, to head back to Tower Ironcrad. Is Turris lingering in the crystal room?
Yeah, he's probably conferring with the crystal, kind of like going over the mathematics involved in our timing of our plan and whatnot, and
Mhm.
kind of where the arcs should be, where we should kind of instruct the Veilspire to kind of
Oh, bro's
appear.
working. Jeez.
Yeah, he's
okay.
kind of
It's logged in.
in.
Okay, well,
Direct
she
control.
won't interrupt you, but she will linger. Maybe like trying to catch your gaze to let you know that she's waiting for a chance to confer with you once your business is completed with Crystal. I don't know how long you make me wait.
He's one of those kinds of people where he's like completely locked in and the world doesn't exist around him with what he's doing. But then as soon as he realizes you're there, he puts down everything to talk to you. Like he's not
great.
gonna keep you waiting. So
Okay.
it's not too
So me
long.
catching her attention was
yeah,
a good
like,
idea.
Yeah.
And she'll approach you and ask, what do you think about this path Isha's set us upon? The path of redeeming the four.
Oh, I think it's a bunch of malarkey, but as long as we save the realm, why should we mince things?
She stated outright that we're on the path to become gods ourselves, Turris. That's hardly malarkey. But specifically, are you motivated to redeem the four?
I genuinely believe that only those that want redemption can be deemed to redeem themselves. Nobody can want to redeem them. Nobody can want to redeem you for you other than yourself.
I guess this is bigger than us redeeming the four themselves as beings. It's about their legacy. It's about redeeming the story. Trying to take all the terrible things that happened as a result of the choices they felt necessary at that time and turn it into something better. I know you've shared your perspectives before, and I was curious if you'd help me with a bit of a project.
Raise an eyebrow. I do
I
still
know.
have projects.
Yes, I figured I could pique your interest with that. I have begun compiling information that I can gather about the story of the four, and I'd like to try to compile a collection of perspectives and tales and information, not just from people who venerate the four, but also those that were negatively impacted. A comprehensive history is what I'm aiming for. And I was curious if you'd partner with me in this endeavor.
Kind of let your words sink in. He'll rub his chin, and the more you go on, kind of like nods some more.
The four have controlled the narrative for some time. And though that narrative has appeal, I think it's important that all the information be presented for people to be able to use to draw their own conclusions. I myself benefited from having such information. And I think if I'm going to be tasked with redeeming their legacy, I don't want to leave out the bad parts.
Nurse gives another nod. I think that would be a very powerful piece of literature, and I would be happy to add the bad parts. He kind of like gives like a bit of a silly grin, but kind of follows up with, I know you don't, I know you know that I don't view the full favorable, so I appreciate you coming to me with this. But truly, I believe that facts and a matter of things of how they really are more important. I don't also mean to smear them in any way. Merely keep them accountable.
That's why I think it's important that all the information be clarified. distilled into something digestible, accessible. I don't quite have a pure vision for it yet. At the moment, it's just turned into scrawled notes in a journal and pages being tabbed in various books, but it's something that I'd like to continue working on. And as far as I can tell, whether you've accepted it fully or not, I think you and I are on a similar path and will be for some time.
Well, my path is of the people, but suppose that I must accept what Isha said, some manner of speaking as fact. Though I'm not chasing godhood of any sort.
You think I am?
I do believe that you accepted some power in the effort to save your sister. Not something that I find, I do find the volition admirable, I should say. Might not be the same choice I would make, however.
Well, I think we've established that you don't have the experience with mortabonds like that as I do.
Indeed. In fact, I've learned about my mother from other people more than herself.
That is unfortunate. Hopefully you get a chance to rectify that.
Perhaps when we are less in such a war time. I would like that. I'm very curious if she had any part in creating this veil.
It sounds like she did. It'd be very interesting to hear her account of the experience.
It would be quite novel, wouldn't it?
I would like to document it.
Yes, that does sound splendid. I shall co-author in this with you.
Thank you.
Of course, Stairs.
Stairs will kind of give a little nod and then make her way towards the tower door. Oh, or do I want to talk to Scry? Okay. No, towards the tower. I haven't figured out how to deal with Scry yet.
You'd be more talking at Scry rather.
I know.
than Scry.
Well, no, I want to unfreeze her because I'm worried about her going insane. But I don't know how to keep her.
And continued freezing and unfreezing will be less insane for sure.
Oh no, exactly. This is the bind, okay?
Yeah,
if I can
that'll be so much better. She's like, "How long has it been?" It'll be like 3 days, Mama.
If I can stimulate her mind, I don't know. God.
Then next time you unfreeze her, it's been a year and 3 months.
Stop. It's not gonna take that long. God, I hope it doesn't. Oh my God. Anyway, I don't know how to deal with her, so actually I won't go.
It's been 72 years.
So I'll go and do the thing I said I was doing at the beginning of session and go to the library.
6 days since you unsealed her.
Okay.
It's been 6 days since I sealed her?
Something like that, yeah. Joke. 4 days? Something like that.
It's not your
I was just making another it's been joke.
Right, yes. We love the bare naked ladies also.
Yeah.
Oh,
spelled like this so that we don't get like naked bear ladies for sure.
Naked bear ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going...
Yes, I'm going to the library. I'm putting my cocoon that Isha gave me. I haven't done anything with it. I don't know if it's changed form at all since you gave it to me. So I'm pondering the cocoon and I'm studying. Stairs hasn't quite figured out what to do with it yet.
Understood. All right, so you're doing some studying. Turris, you sounded like you had a little list.
Just a bit. Oh, at the end of our conversation, just so Steris knew and is kind of excited, maybe.
All right, let's see.
It's just it'd be like, oh, and Steris, just so you're aware, seems my next level that we'll have to overtake soon seems to be a lush garden of sorts.
Oh, that sounds like quite the upgrade to Tower Aincrad.
Indeed, something I'm sure you might be fond and familiar with when we get there. Hopefully. If it isn't maddening with all sorts of magical chaos.
Either way, it's sure to be novel.
Right so.
You ever met anyone so excited for their insides to be just horribly mangled?
He's excited for the outcome, not the process.
Can we not say it like that ever again?
Never again.
I don't imagine I will have occasion to. Sure, is it next on your list?
All right, gonna get Scene and Turkon together if they're not doing anything.
Well, are we on the arcs or are we at the tower?
At the arcs, there is a door to the tower in the arcs at present.
Well, I'm back at the tower. Playing with my mud buddy.
Awesome. Hitting some fastballs.
Trying to stay away from my mentor.
Oh my god, that's why you've never been in the oh wow. He's been hanging out in the courtyard specifically to avoid his mentor. That's crazy.
Well, I did this before the mentor arrived.
That's true, but now you're just maintaining it.
Right,
There's
there's
extra precedence.
there's
You're
a
like, look
lot
at
of
how
plausible
normal.
deniability hanging around.
Where would Scene be?
I think Scene would be on the arcs, and he would probably have started off asking the crystal just like a bunch of kind of questions, and probably does this from time to time, just trying to like see if he can get any more answers on like auction. But then he also would have started asking questions about like what would keep demons from outside of our realm, and if the crystal knows of or devils, and if the crystal knows of any ways to potentially get past that. And then the conversation would shift to him talking to Veshtov.
Okay, interesting.
So that's what he'd be doing.
Gotcha. The answer to that question is that, to the Arcs' understanding, the veil makes it difficult for demons or devils, or indeed most creatures, to traverse into or out of the world. And that's kind of the biggest thing preventing it at the moment. Yeah. So Turnus, I think you find Scene talking to the loot in the crystal room. I suppose it could be in the mass.
No, I've never asked. What do you do when you're doing that exactly?
What do you mean?
You're talking to a rinsman. Do many bards do that?
Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty common practice. You know, you want to bond with your instrument, but my case is maybe a bit more literal. And Scene would like kind of lean towards to Veshtov and be like, "Wait, you can hear him, right?"
Why, yes, I can.
Can Turris hear? Scene would look over at Turris and point at the loot and be like, and can you?
By default, no. Let's see. She can technically speak to anyone within 30 feet. Has not done so yet.
After like asking Turris if he could hear, and assuming it's a no based on no response, Scene would
Nope.
look back to Veshtov and be like, "Oh, can you say hi to him?"
Well, sure.
I
I'd
mean,
love
if
to
you
meet
want,
one of
I'm
your
not gonna.
friends. My name is Veshtov. Pleasure.
Oh. There's Ironcrad. That's your pleasure.
Well, I've heard so much about you. And from you, for that matter.
Really? I've heard nothing of you at all.
Well, I'm not the star here. So that's not all that surprising.
Are you another soul bound to an object like our sword friend?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Just a little bit of, go-between. The instrument, that is. I'm somewhere else. I have my own... I've got my own body. My own business.
Just want to say that Scene would be kind of awkwardly holding up the loot to Turris, kind of like a kid holding up the phone to someone who's on FaceTime. Like, yeah.
What sort of business are you in, pray tell?
Well, my business, extends to a couple of different sectors, you could say. I'm primarily in the business of promotion, I suppose.
Oh, well, you could say I am as well, considering I've done some part in promoting Scene here on occasion.
Yeah, and your little coalition you have going on.
Indeed.
Gotta get the names out there.
Quite so. And we are ripe for expansion.
So it would seem. If you ever do need assistance getting the name out there a little bit further, I am happy to make a deal.
Is this violin, this fiddle smell of sulfur?
There are just always bits of like feel free to roll any kind of check if you would like to determine whatever influence might be upon this loot, but it is definitely like just slightly cindering and on fire at all times. It's a devil. There is a devil talking through the loop.
Yeah. I thought it was fun for the narrative that he's like kind of like a little unknowing of what's going on, but like a direct conversation's like, yeah, it seems talking to a devil this entire time. I shall surely keep that in mind, Vishtov. The But for now, let's put in some footwork. You and I together, scene. Come, we must find Turkan.
Oh yeah. Sounds good to me.
And we'll go off towards the tower.
Excellent. So, come back through the door. Turkan. Turkan is in the yard. Having a good time with the Bun Man.
Oh, yeah. Go up there. Turkan, may I have a moment of your time?
You can have two.
Splendid, dear friend. And, kind of bring them both into one of the meeting rooms inside the tower, and it's kind of over. It's time that we get the word out about Coalition Ironclad, and as such, we're going to need both financial resources and more manpower, and I would imagine all sorts of regard. I'm going to entreat our first recruits, the Ordines, to perhaps find more patrons for us, as well as secure more financial backing. I mean to raise all sorts of resources. One such being a militia, and for such, I believe that we'll be requiring a war master of sorts.
Uh-huh.
That's why, Scene, I want you. No, that's why, Turkan. I think that you'd be most fitted to allocating militant resources in the name of Ostead.
Yeah, sure.
We are going to be recruiting from just about anywhere we can reach, and thus some of the recruits might need some training as well.
Well, any proper militia needs training. Even if it's just maintenance.
Keep them on their toes, as it were.
Well, generally you want to stay on your feet. You don't want to stay on your toes.
Oh! I've been doing it for so long. It's so wrong for so long.
Just nods and looks down at your feet. So I can tell.
I thought it was literal. I thought they were talking literal. It's be so much easier now. Well, very good. If you you can agree to that, we'll see what we can muster. It will still take some time, but now is the time to act. And Scene, I thought you could help me with outreach, as it were.
Oh yeah, that's no problem at all. What were you thinking?
Well, we are going to go to the capital, and we are going to spread rumor of the fact that a great city is suddenly going to appear at the will of Union Ironclad here, and start spreading the rumor that any that wish to take a direct part in the fight against these void beings should rally under our banner, not under the banner of any one realm or any one country, but for the good of the realm itself.
I think that should be doable. I could put on a show.
Perfect. And I'm sure you can make some coin in the meantime as well with it. I will filter amongst the people and see what I can do there. Turkon, if you feel like you can lend any help with this, then you're more than welcome to join as well. Otherwise, we'll probably take part.
Yeah, he'll just nod and say, yeah, you can go along with that too. In the meantime,
He is gonna come with us?
yeah, why not?
Heck yeah. All right. So we will head to the main city.
All right. You can
You
head back to the arcs and take
Go
the
ahead.
skip down, of course. And now you go ahead.
I was going to say, can you remind me what city we are in?
Songil.
Okay. Can I do a society roll to see what I know of the town, and maybe of the different districts and stuff?
Sure. Yes.
Do you want this hidden?
Yes. Yeah. You've not been here super long. And you're not super familiar with the districts yet. You kind of know that the area around the castle tends to be a little bit more like up and up. Has some more like businesses with higher costs, that kind of thing, high end stuff. But that's kind of like all you know, really.
Okay. When we get down there, Scene would want... he would want to try and find or see if there's anybody who does like street art. And if there is, he wants to commission someone to make him a couple banners right there.
Okay. All right. And how would you... what method would you like to track down this street art fellow with?
I think Scene would just go to the like shopping district or like the there might be like artisans or like crafts people.
Yeah, you can...
And just try to see if there's any like indication of someone who does art.
Yeah, you can definitely find an artist with the requisite skills for that. Not a problem. They will happily do it. Two banners, two big banners. They say they'll do that for 15 gold.
And they get them done fast.
How fast is fast?
At expedited prices.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Can
gold.
I
Is
give
that
them?
expedited?
Would 50 gold make it doable in an hour or
An
so?
hour.
Yeah. How much does Scene have to disable or not disable? Destabilize the economy.
He says he'll do it. Says he'll
I'll
get that
give the
done.
guy 75 gold.
Okay.
25.
Right. It'll get done. Where do you want that?
Wherever the richest part of town is, just find a good place to set it up.
Oh, I know just the place. All right. See that it gets done.
And to just describe the banners.
Sorry, go ahead.
What the heck was that?
He turns and
Scene
starts
would
yelling
request-
for some other artists to join him.
Oh.
Scene would request that it's like the sky is shattering and there's a like city pushing through the breaking in the sky, and then there's like eyeballs everywhere. And just over that it says like scene of auction.
All right.
It's pretty
And underneath that it would be hosted by the Ironclad, not Iron, Jesus, my brain, Ironclad Coalition.
Some strong letter association. All right, cool. They'll do it. They'll do it. Totally fine. Yeah. So they get some paint. You see them immediately rushing off with like paint cans.
And then Scene would just spend kind of the time that they would be setting up trying to go find like people to schmooze into coming to this, and or like finding rich people to talk to about it.
All right. Okay.
We can skip through. We don't have to do much of the RP there since I don't want to take a ton of time.
Right. I would love just some rolls to see how well it goes. Typically, sowing rumors is diplomacy. But if you're just walking around performing about it, I think this is a situation where that could make sense.
I think that's what he'd do. If he found someone who was interested and looked rich enough, their pockets looked deep enough, he would stop and talk to them.
Sounds good.
How many rolls would you like?
Just hit me with one. All right. Yes. You get a couple of rich people, very excited about the idea. I don't know if you meant to attract funding or
that is part of it, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure did. Funding and eyes on the performance to then hopefully get more funding.
Exactly.
And more people bought into the idea.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, you're building some attention. Let's see.
We accept donations of time, manpower, and money.
Also, I would ask them if they know where I can employ people to do pyrotechnics or just show ship.
There is a spell called Fireworks. You don't even need a guy to do that.
True.
I'll hire a wizard.
All right.
Specifically,
So between spending a ton of money and a crit success on the performance check, we're gonna say you guys, I don't know if you saw that point counter pop up, but
Oh yeah.
Eincrad Coalition has 4 points of cred, street cred.
Where's this? Where's this?
On
Should-
the left side.
Yeah. If you have the point counter
Guess
and
that's
stuff
what it's
turned on, then it should be on the left side by your user list.
I don't think I have that turned on. I don't know how to do that.
I'm not sure how you turned it off, so I don't know.
Either way, exemplary.
It is a little small. It doesn't show you the full name, so that's a little sad. Even if you hover over it. I have some improvements I could request for this module.
Even if you expand your window, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. That's fine. It says Eincrad Coalition cred.
Sick.
What? So what now? You are... Anyone else sowing any rumors, trying to drum up any attention here?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go to like. He's starting from the top. I'm starting from the bottom, or maybe like middle. I'm gonna find like adventuring taverns and like maybe just kind of workers taverns, and start sowing this rumor that do the people know that there's like the Voidwyrm, right? Like they know that exists.
Oh, yeah.
They've seen
Yeah,
the
yeah.
acts as well. Yeah. Gonna go into these taverns and sow the rumor that like this new coalition called the Ironcrad Coalition are the ones that brought the fabled arcs back, and they're in control of it. And soon they're going to bring a whole floating city to help destroy the Voidwyrm. And soon after that, we had the rumor is that it sounds like there's going to be recruiting any able-bodied people to help their cause, be it militia or other manpower. Soon after the floating city destroys the worm.
Okay. All right. So...
Tarkon is doing the exact same thing, but he's yelling it at the top of his lungs up and down the street.
Excellent.
Can I roll for intimidation?
You can. That will increase street cred, but may not directly attract signups.
We're waiting for the sign up phase after the fight, anyhow.
Yeah.
This is the inception of the idea.
It's a cool, it's an interesting idea to be like, you just wait, we're gonna zap that flying beastie. That'll be the call to action.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm waiting to end up in jail.
I think some guards do eventually just start like they eventually like approach you and are like, look, we've been informed of who you are, got no problem, you're spreading, this is fine, but we're just gonna walk around with you so folks aren't quite so scared of you, scared for their lives as you're walking around screaming. Hope that's all right.
Military entourage, perfect.
Glare at the guards while he keeps screaming.
So they just follow along, occasionally are just like, all right, he means well, he's doing good work, they are trying to keep us safe. Just calming random people down. And we bump that street cred up to 6. And Taurus, you're spreading these rumors yourself. Go ahead and give me a roll for that. And I think you specifically have bonuses to like sowing rumors, spreading information, things like that.
I was just looking at it. Rumors may or may not be true about a specific subject. As long as you normally take to gather information, at the end of which GM rolls a secret deception check against the DC they set to see how well you spread the rumor. If your rumor matches any current rumors about the subject, it takes less time to spread. If you're attempting to overtake a particularly popular, it takes longer, maybe impossible. You see similar increases and decreases depending on how plausible the rumor is. On a crit success, your rumor spreads like wildfire. Anyone who succeeds at a check, gather information on the specific subject, learns your rumor in preference to other rumors on the subject. Your rumor persists for 1 month. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus to deception, diplomacy, or intimidation checks in an appropriate situation when you invoke your rumor.
All right.
And there's some other stuff for success. +1 to circumstance. Gotta go.
Got it.
Ah.
All right. Guys are rolling pretty well.
I am happy to use a mythic point to reroll that if it even seems like people could be taking to it a little better.
Well, yeah. We'll just bump it up for the sake of it. We'll bump it up to mythic proficiency, and that'll get you to a crit success for another 2, with a potential payoff if indeed this Voidwyrm drops out of the sky in the next couple of days. People will be watching. So.
And we've also additionally have spread around that people shouldn't freak out when the city arrives because
Yes.
it's going to help destroy the world.
Indeed, indeed. Which will also, in fact, lend credence to these rumors that have been going around. So.
Exactly.
So.
That's why we wait for the payoff.
Spread this information. Drummed up enough interest that it is going to kind of like continue to spread and circulate on its own. It has become the talk of the town, especially in 8-9 hours when the Veilspire shows up. All right. Anyone have anything else they would like to do in the last few minutes here?
We don't have to roleplay it out, but one last thing I wanted to do was talk to the scientists. And I have make impression of like a special thing or something.
Everyone has make impression as an option. It's like a diplomacy thing you can do after talking to someone for a minute to improve their perception of you, improve their relationship with you.
Oh, I have group impression.
Yes.
Yeah, that's I want to go talk to the scientists and the scientist mages of King Ruth and basically say the same junk, but like more directly to them and be like,
Right,
not asking you
yes.
to like not asking to like, betray your country if you have like certain like time commitments to fulfill in order to serve your country. But if any of you are up soon or feel the need to join something greater, then we're accepting eggheads for the coalition.
All right. Give me another diplomacy check for making that impression upon them.
And I will definitely use a mythic point if I have to again. So.
You definitely don't have to.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 critical successes in my chat log, like visible at the same time. This is too much. It's too much. Yes, you get the impression that you have enthusiastically made that impression upon them. You get your specific request was, it wasn't really a request. You were just kind of chumming up with them, I guess.
Yeah, I was trying to make an impression, be like, I don't want anyone to break their contracts or their oaths, their people, but also if they have room to switch to a different faction, we're about to be hiring.
Okay. You have gone from these people don't know who you are other than the king sent them to help you, to like they are all friendly with you. And consider you just a positive presence. Not even just friendly. They've gone from indifferent to helpful, actually, with a crit success. So
I feel like tourists would absolutely be nerding out with them about like magic and science and stuff.
Yeah. They are impressed by your grasp on some of the topics. And generally find your arguments compelling in your goals with this coalition. So they will, in the immediate future, they will share anything that they find while they are here in Temple with you.
Excellent. Oh yeah, I guess we also already have a plan about the moonflowers, but I will, since we did mention it, be like, if you happen to know how to kill or learn how to kill some of these flowers real quick, let us know, because we're gonna go to their home.
That statement, stated plainly, catches them a little off guard, but yeah, they tell you that that's a high priority while they are here. It's coming up with some kind of something to make them easier to fight for average soldiers, which they think should obviously help you guys a lot. It would be like very effective in your hands as well. So
excellent.
All right. Anyone else have anything they would like to jump on before we wrap up? All right. Well, so with the night's activities handled with some interest drummed up, there's in fact kind of a crowd has gathered, probably unbeknownst to you. You guys have important stuff going on, so you may not in fact see this, but we as the audience, we as the camera, see that there's kind of a tavern near the outside of town with like a good view of the lake and the arcs, and there's a lot of like hushed whispers about this. Not even that hushed, just a lot of conversation about this Einkrad coalition. We hear a conversation with this one group saying like, it seemed like there was a pall over the city, and now it's on the up and up. True Queen has returned. Light shone over the city and cast out all those beasties. And then this coalition, they have ideas on how to... I didn't even know what was going on. And this coalition seems to have it all figured out on how to get these monsters out of here. Drive out to this Seraph and all of his ne'er-do-wells coming in. And just some like back and forth along those lines. Interrupted by another person kind of like standing up and pointing and saying like, look out there, over the lake. And there's kind of like a little ways away from the arcs, there is kind of an interesting like whooshing sound, the sound of like wind picking up in this spot next to the arcs. There's a spot where the water starts to like bend upward and wind starts rushing in as this unseen like negative space starts to get carved out just right next to the arcs. And then that with like a pop, with like kind of a almost like a loud thunderclap, the water slashes back down, the wind kind of like expands outward, and suddenly popping into existence, there is just a tall, a tall, shiny black obelisk, just like sheer black, glassy, smooth, polished surfaces on every side of this this 8-sided obelisk that kind of like tapers up towards a point at the top. Very tall, taller than any tower in the city. From this perspective, looks as tall as the mountains, although that is just perspective playing a bit of a trick, but massive. Floating over the lake, big red crystal kind of like exerting pressure. There's now like a dip in the lake directly below it where this crystal is kind of a repulsing downward to keep this tower floating. And this thing that could have been quite a frightening presence. It is an imposing building. An imposing thing to appear in your skyline out of nowhere. But to this crowd at this tavern, it elicits cheers, having heard the good news spreading around town. And like outside, there's a band of fellows in armor, weapons kind of like strapped to their sides. They're kind of like a small group, nothing huge, but like 15 or so people, kind of like gathering in the street, all wearing like this similar kind of like this similar like hawk emblem on bits of their armor, their shields, things like that. And they kind of like look on at this as well. A couple of them kind of like raise fists and give cheers, and one in particular kind of like looks back to the rest of the group and is like, just as these rumors said, boys ready to sign up for some action? It's not like the coin's flowing around here anyway. Might as well put our blades to good use. And that elicits another cheer from this mercenary company that has been stirred by these words, and things are happening. Things are moving. You have drummed up hope and excitement where there was fear and apprehension. And no one thinks that this conflict is going to be easy. But if this Voidwyrm, if this dragon, a beast the likes of which this world has not seen, falls in the next couple of days, there will be hope in the feeling that their side has an edge. Which is perhaps not how one would expect the story to turn out when a hole opens in your sky and invaders come pouring out. And we'll see if that Voidwyrm falls next time. So, thank you guys for playing.
Thank you for running.
Yeah, thank you for running.
We are so in,
thank you.
boys.
Dude, we
Get
y'all
out
really
every
did
TPK.
something. That's great.
Things can
Either
move when
that-
you strike while the iron's hot. So
Yeah. No, the timing of that was perfect.
We're gonna TPK though. But you know,
it's
at least everyone's hopeful now.
it's possible.
It's
The
always
story.
possible.
Think of how interesting and horrifying the story will be if that's the case.
Jeez.
If this entire city of hopeful people is watching on, and instead of the dragon falling out of the sky, it is in fact the
Arcs and
arcs.
the monolith.
Yeah.
Well,
This is very niche. I don't expect anyone to know it, but that's that feeling is exactly how the anime Gilgamesh I watched when I was like 6 because my dad bought it on like a random DVD. It was the most depressing thing ever. It's like builds this entire time you're like thinking, oh, it'll be great, and everyone dies.
God.
That's about right. Hopefully that won't happen here, but we'll see. We'll see. Do need to find some teeth somewhere, right? Maybe you'll find the teeth in the dragon.
So I know I've had to leave early the last few sessions. Have we gotten any experience in those last few sessions?
We have not
or-
done anything but talk for a month, Bill. For a
that does not
month.
preclude the fact that we can still get experience from talking.
You can get
You
experience
cannot get
for-
experience from talking because Varys said no.
You can get experience for resolving challenges, and we have set some things up to be resolved.
The Varys said no. There hasn't been any EXP. He wants us to kill the dragon at level 10 and not level 11.
I don't know if that's specifically true,
Okay.
but
Yeah, sure. It might not be specifically true, but it is definitely true, that's for sure.
presently no
Fight back.
experience.
You can't even fight back, see? Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go
You
wrap
got
up stream
street
real quick.
cred, though.
You did get street cred. You got some points. Some
Get out of
variety.
here while you can, Varys.
Be back in a minute.
Thank you for running.
Thank you for playing. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out for Pathfinder. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back. Hopefully. I've been very busy. But I want to get on and do some music and some GM prep. And I know I've said that for the last couple of weeks, but this time it's about the same likelihood as before. We'll see. I'm very busy and trying to get a job after being laid off again. So that has taken up a lot of brain space and time space. So we'll be trying to resolve that, and we'll be trying to get back on stream some more. Until then, or until this weekend, or when I manage to hop on, I hope you all have a wonderful end of your week. And I will see you all again real soon. Goodbye.